Hello again, welcome back. Eric Pearson here. Hope you're doing well. And I'm back to continue our counter battery mission on Iron Nest. We had just finished computing our fire solutions, and now it's time to load the cannons and fire. So, let's take a look. We have our rounds in place. So we're going to look at our clipboard. Now, one of these missions requires 3 powder charges. We'll finish with that one last. So our first 2 missions, we can move these cards around, have 2 powder charges. So we're going to go like this. Alright. So let's put our clipboard back. So 2 powder charges each side. We're going to ram this in. Do the same thing here. Try to be efficient about this. Okay, select 2 powder charges. 1, 2. Ram those in place. Do the same over here. 1, 2. Ram these in place. Come on. You can do it. Okay, the breach is closing. Okay, set angle to roughly 37.14 degrees here. The right side will be 56.16. So we'll have to set this a little further up. So the levers are used for broad changes in elevation. The wheels will fine-tune. Okay, we need 37.14 on the left. Pretty close here. This will take a moment. Let's slew the cannon to our first angle, 115.6. Okay, 115.6. Alright, let's fine-tune our elevations. We've got 37.14 here. We need 56.16 here. Okay, 37.14, 56.16. Let's check our fire control console. Currently on an azimuth of 115.6, so fire mission confirmed, shell type confirmed, bearing confirmed, ranging confirmed, gun is armed. Arm the left gun. On the way. Okay. 20 seconds to impact. Let's slew the cannon to 94.3. .3. I think we're being ranged. Yup, counter battery. And this is our countdown timer, so we've got a little over 4 minutes to take out the remaining targets before they take us out. We can see from the map, we hit the first. Can't waste time. Gotta fire that second round. Okay, so once again, 56.16, 94.3. All confirmed. On the way. Okay. While that's in flight... Uh-oh. Steam leak. Better tighten that valve. Alright. Select another round. Ram it in. This time we're going to need 3 charges. Even though the calculator says 2, we know we need 3. This is where we have to be smarter than the machine. Okay, set azimuth to 78.4. Okay, on an angle of 44.2 degrees. So just shy of 45. Let's confirm. Fire mission, shell type, bearing. Working on the ranging now. Okay, we need 44.2. .2 degrees. Azimuth 78.4. Arming. On the way. 25 seconds to impact. About 4 minutes. Okay, we've taken out 2 targets so far. The trajectory bracket is on track. So if we're lucky, we'll be good to take out the others. Nailed it. Yup, got it. Okay, so counter battery assets destroyed. 4 hostile units remain. Alright. So you can see you have to be very efficient. Now let's look at our map. Every time a shot lands, we get recon photos. And that's good. Right now, we don't know where the other units are. Or even what they are. So this is where aerial recon comes into play. Now, we're going to set a recon mission. We're going to go diagonally northeast up the river. So let's get a bearing here. Let's start at Kilo 1 and go up the river on a bearing of 028. So Kilo 1 at 028. So let's pull off the HE shell card, select our scout plane. I said Kilo 1 on a heading of 028. Okay, request that, get some photos. Okay, so here we go. Let's go up the river here. Okay, nothing there. Alright. We want to be as efficient as possible, because every time we request aerial recon, it costs credits. Alright, let's start at Lima 1 and go eastward on a 090 heading. So, Lima 1 on a bearing of 090. And I know it's 090 because that's dead east. Okay, going across the map here. Okay, look, we have an infantry target there. Alright, that's good, that's 1. Let's find the others before we start plotting firing solutions. Alright, so let's look at the map a little bit. What's another efficient way to get the rest of the picture? Well, we can start here. We can start at about Mike 2. Let's trace. Mike 2 on... Whoops, a little too much. Mike 2 on a bearing of 36.3 maybe? Yeah, or maybe 36. So Mike 2 on a bearing of 036. Let's try that. So Mike 2. On a bearing of 036. Alright, let's move along here. What do we got? Still searching here. Alright, so we have at least 1. I don't see any of the others. Let me put a token before we lose track of that. It's not artillery, but we'll put it here. So that's a hostile. Alright. Let's start from Sierra 1 and head dead north on a 000. So Sierra 1. Okay, so we've got 2 more targets here. So let's find this one. So we've got 5 and 6. All right, let's start with, say, Quebec 1 on a 000 heading. So Quebec 1 on 000 heading. Okay, found another one. Okay. So that's number 7. Okay, good. Have we missed any others here? Is there any section of the map we might have overlooked here? So we've got 4 and 5 and 6 and 7. All right, so we found our other infantry units, so we can start plotting firing solutions. But to keep things clean, let's go over to the map board and delete our current map measurements. All right. So we don't really have to do any spotter calculations, so we can just break out the red pen. All right, so let's go over to here. Let's draw another red line here. 0 in. I should probably clean up my board here. Let's pull up the board. I know the bottommost one is the most recent, so let's clear these off. We might as well erase this too. All right. All right, so let's trace another red line to our next target, number 5. And then again, number 6. So here's number 6. Okay, and where's our 7th? Oh yeah, there it is. Alright, so let's 0 in. There's our 7th. Okay, so we have information for our next 4 targets. This is good. Alright, but before we get ahead of ourselves, we're going to need to buy some more shells. So let's load up here, HE shell. Oh, better select the other magazine here. Okay, we're full up. Okay, here we go. Alright, let's get our calculations. We need to reset for infantry. Still HE. Let's look at our distances. Okay, so we've got one that's under 10. The others are more than 10. So powder charge of 2 for this one. So we'll start from the bottom. Okay, so bearing of 108. And we have 108 even. And a distance of 9.03 kilometers. Okay, 903, 2 charges. Let's calculate that one. Okay, good. Alright, so the next one, working from bottom to top, 84.2 degrees. 84.2 degrees on a distance of 10.11. That's going to need 3 powder charges. Okay. Now, the next one is 89.8. On a distance of 10.81. 3 powder charges. Okay, and the fourth one is bearing of 115. On a distance of 12.45. Three powder charges. Okay, so we've got our gun elevations right here. And a steam leak. Let's fix that. That's better. Alright, so let's get organized here. So we have one with 2 powder charges, with the others with 3 powder charges. Alright, so let's see what we can do here. We're gonna have to make some adjustments no matter what. We might as well arrange these by azimuth. So let's start with 84.2, then 89.8, then 108, then 115. Okay. Alright. So we've got our shells, we've got our firing solution. Time to get started. So first one, actually the first 2 of these are 3 charges each. So alright, so let's get over here, load this one. Okay, 1, 2, 3. And then over here, the same thing. 1, 2, 3. And a steam leak. Stop that. Get in there. Alright. 84.2 degrees azimuth. Alright. Angle of 40.44 for the first, 43.24 for the second. Okay, 40.44. And then 43.24 here. Okay, let's take a look. 40.44 and 43.24 check. Azimuth 84.2. Okay, here we go. On the way. Okay. Next target, SLU 2, 89.8. 89.8. On 43.24. On the gun. Off we go. Alright. Let's get these off of here. Move these up. How's our map doing? How we doing? Alright, so let's look at our tokens. We've got death tokens on most of our targets. We've got 2 targets left. Okay, so here they are. So one needs 2 charges, one needs 3 charges. Alright, so 2 charges on the left, 3 on the right. Alright, let's bring up another round here. Let's be a little careful about this. This is 2 charges. 1, 2. 2 on the left. We said 3 on the right, so here we go. Three on the right. Okay, set angle to 54.18 degrees here. This is going to take a moment, so we might as well scoot the cannon to 108 degrees. .18. Okay, we need 54.18. and 49.8 on the right. All right. 54.18 and 49.8. Currently at 108 azimuth. Second cannon. Okay, quickly. Got about 30 seconds. Let's slew to azimuth 115. We said 115. 115. All right, here we go. Uh-oh. Counter battery again. Additional counter battery assets have commenced ranging. Forward observers report no actionable fix on hostile battery. Assets deployed recently. Prior reconnaissance not reliable? Well, I gotta tell you, that's a real kicking up. Yeah, I said that. Alright, we're gonna have to do more aerial recon. Fortunately, we've earned some points to do additional recon missions. So let's start at Sierra 1, head north for the Air Scout. So here we go. Sierra 1. I said Sierra 1. Just go up the map until we find something. Okay, we found one. Let's put a token there. Token number 8. And that was from Sierra. Alright. Let's do another recon mission with starting from Papa 1, headed north. So, Papa 1. I said Papa 1. Okay, nothing there. Let's try November 1. Where is that other artillery cannon? Okay, we might be able to buy us some time by plotting another line. Let's clear these out. Alright. Zoom out. Let's delete our current measurements. Alright, get the red out. Okay, 88.4 and 8.79. That's 2 powder charges. I said 8.79. On a bearing of 88.4. Set to artillery. Okay, 52.74, 88.4. Two charges. Alright, slew to 88.4. Alright, 88.4. Set to 52.74, which is close to where we are. Alright, 52.74. 52.74, 88.4. I don't know where the other one is, but maybe taking it out will buy us some time. Alright. Check the map again. Wouldn't be under one of these screws, would it? Oh, wait. Here it is. It's near the first one. One of the other targets. Alright, let's get the red going. Alright. Second one. Let's get this out of here. Alright. New calculation. 10.99. That's 3 charges. 3 charges. 10.99 degrees. Or 10.99 kilometers. 10.99 on a bearing of 90.4. Perfect. 90.4. Okay, angle of 43.96. Let's load this cannon. Avoid some wear and tear. We said 3 charges. 1, 2, 3. Load that up. Slew the cannon to 90.4. Okay. Fire mission confirmed. Shell type confirmed. Bearing confirmed. Working on the ranging. Right side cannon. Slew to 43.96. How much time have we got? Okay. A little over 3 minutes. I think we'll make it. Okay, 43.96. Okay, 43.96 at 90.4 azimuth. Cannon armed. On the way. 25 seconds to impact. Yeah, sometimes if you're not careful, you'll miss it on the map. 5 seconds. I think we got it. All hostile assets destroyed. Well executed. Sector is clear. Iron Nest is to stand down. Glory to Castile. Secondary counter battery assets destroyed. 0 hostile units remain. And that's it. So we did it. That was pretty intense, but we did it. So I gotta say, this is a fun game, and this is only the demo. So I'm really looking forward to what we see when the full game comes out. Okay, so thank you very much for watching, and join me next time for another gaming video. Eric Pearson, signing off.